It's Shay the Natural.
Hey Naturals, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and don't forget to click on the bell and select all to get all the notifications for my videos. Thanks! Hey ladies, if you want your closure super flat, this is exactly how I do it. So I know when sewing down tracks, they tell you not to sew through the elastic band, but when you're sewing down your closure for your sewing, it's okay. Because you're actually going to be clipping that extra portion of the elastic band in between the cap. So what I mean by that is from, let's say, where you see me sewing at now to the other side of the forehead, the cap underneath will be cut out. So you actually want to sew through that band so that it holds together after you cut that part, that portion in between the closure out, if you understand what I'm saying. If you don't get it, then let me know down below. But this is how it'll look afterwards, how flat it would be. And you see how that's a nice flat closure. Trying to sew it down, your closure down on your head yourself, without sewing it down to the cap first is kind of hard for me. So this is how I make my closures nice and flat. As you can see right now, I'm going through the elastic band and through the edges of the closure itself. Now it's going to be kind of difficult. At first you're going to have to get your handing correct and comfortable for you. I like to come under the elastic band first and then come up through the closure. And this helps me get a nice flat closure. This is how I get my closures down flat. And I like to use a cap when I sew down my tracks anyway. So I just put the cap down on the mannequin first, pin down my closure, and then I sew it down. And then I go from one side of the closure and then I get to the back middle portion of the closure and I stop and I cut my string there. And then I work from the front part of the other side of the closure to the back middle. And that's how I ensure that it's nice and tight and flat on each side. So if I was to just come around from one side and completely go around to the other side, I could get bumps and lumps, and my closure could also move up forward on the other side, and then I have another issue on my hand. So I find that this is most effective and it lays my cap down a lot better. Not my cap, but my closure down a lot better. So you just want to go ahead, and I'm trying to make sure you get a good angle so you can see me sewing through the cap and as close to the edge as possible on the closure. Now you want to get to the edge of closure without getting to the exact edge. So I don't know if I'm explaining that right, because you want it to be as close to the edge as possible where it'll hold and be secure. So I'm just tying it off here because my string began to get a little short, and I cut off the string in the front portion. This is how it looks at the end. Like I said, you'll see where I meet in the middle. There's a little knot there in the middle back portion that nobody's going to be able to see. But this is how I get my closures to lay down nice and flat. And you can see there's no lumps, no bumps in between the seam of the closure. It's laying nice and flat. Sorry, I lost the portion of the video where I actually cut out the middle portion of the cap, but it's laid down nice. You don't have to worry about seeing the cap underneath in the middle, and it's nice and flat.